Good morning. It's Tuesday, October 1st. And today, I read the story of Samson in the Bible. And if you really just want a good story to read, you should read Judges starting with chapter 13 because it's very interesting. Samson was quite a character, a person. He was real, though. And anyway, it starts out that the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and he delivered them into the hand of the Philistines for 40 years. Now he was preparing to save the Israelites. And so what he did is he went to a couple who was barren, and he sent his angel of God. And an angel of the Lord appeared and said to her, "Indeed, you are barren and have no children, but you shall conceive and bear a son. Now therefore, please be careful not to drink wine or similar drink, and not to eat anything unclean. For behold, you shall conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come upon his head. For the child shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb, and he shall deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines." So straight from the womb, Samson was already he was already considered sort of a servant to God. He was born to help God. That's what his purpose was, to help Israel. And he was the one that was going to start things off. And so the woman told her husband, and he said, her husband said, well, he prayed to God, and he said, "Teach us what we shall do for the child when he's born." And it says again, the angel of God appeared and said to both of them basically same thing he said before. He said, "Just make sure your wife is careful. She may not eat anything that comes from the vine, nor may she drink wine or similar drink or eat anything unclean. And I have commanded her. Let her observe all that I've commanded her." Well, that wasn't the question they asked. They asked, how do we take care of this child? And the angel just kept stressing, the mother must be careful. She must take care of herself until that child is born. So that's an interesting thing. I think the woman who is with child was told, be careful, because you have someone very precious in there who is going to do great things for God. And so you have to be careful. So anyway, the child was born, and his hair grew long. They never cut it. And the parents did their best to try to help him and try to guide him. You can tell that by the first time. Samson had a weakness. He liked women, and he had bad luck with women. And he saw a woman, one of the daughters of the Philistines, and he said he wanted her for the wife. And his father and mother said, "Nope, you shouldn't do that." And he said, "Well, do it anyway." He kind of sounds like he was very strong. He was almost like a Superman. And well, he must have been some kind of a Superman. And he also did what he wanted. Maybe a little spoiled, or maybe he just figured he was so strong he could have anything and anyone he wanted. So he went and he got the woman, and of course the Philistines, they were pretty anxious to get a hold of him, and so he was throwing some kind of a feast for them, because his wife was now his wife, a Philistine daughter. And so the Philistines said to her, find out what his weakness is, find out what's the answers and stuff like that. And 3 times she asked him, 3 times he told her something. And then, I have to think, okay, isn't there, can't we learn after the first or second time when someone deceives us? But he waited 3 times. So then he fell in love with Delilah. He got rid of that wife for a while, his father did, his father took her and gave her to his best friend. So then he met Delilah, and um, so the Philistines used her as well. They asked her to find out what's his weakness. What's his weakness? We got to get to this guy, because they knew him alone was very dangerous to their whole place. And she asked him 3 times. He told her the wrong answers. Finally, she begged, and again, because his weakness is women, he told her, "It's my hair." Now, I think he should have said, "God is my strength." But he said, "It's my hair." And so they came in, cut his hair. I don't know if you know the story, but they gouged his eyes out, put him in prison, and made him work as a very hard work grinder. But slowly his hair began to grow, and he prayed that he could take vengeance on the Philistines, and he wanted to even die with them. He didn't care. And so he did get his wish. In the end, he killed, the first time he killed about 1,000, and this one time he killed a lot of men just by himself. So he was really Superman. But everybody thinks it was his hair that made him strong. His hair was an appearance to show that he was a Nazarite for God. And it was not his hair that was his strength. But when they cut his hair, the Lord departed from him, because he didn't live the life he was supposed to. He didn't do it. But at the same time, even though all of this was quite a mess with Samson, the Lord was using him to help deliver Israel out of the hands of the Philistines. So even when you think you're really doing wrong and you're really messing up, and even if you feel like you've messed up with God, God is using us, each one of us, to serve a purpose that we may not even know about. We just are doing what we're doing. Samson did, but he had quite a story. And so anyway, if someone deceives you once or twice, I would think that's enough. We don't have to learn that lesson so many times, because then we're blind. He was blind. He couldn't see. They gouged his eyes out, but he was spiritually blind as well. He forgot to ask God. But anyway, God used him just the same, and that's the story of Samson. So you have a great day, and God bless you.